Hey everyone, here I'm going to talk about how to fly over your home and indeed look for your home on Microsoft Flight Simulator or any point that you want to find on the world map. So you need a little bit of knowledge here on general sort of location because whilst on the PC it's easy to use something like Google Maps and copy and paste location, the coordinates are difficult to, although you can copy it from Edge, you can't really paste it because the paste command requires the menu button on your controller and that doesn't work. I'll show you why. So if I'd gone to Edge and I'd copied it into my clipboard, when I go to the search button here where you would normally paste it in on the PC, the button that you need to access for paste is the menu button, which looks like these little series of lines in a circle, and if I hit that it kicks me straight out again. So I'm afraid the best I can do for you is to say you want to find the country. So hopefully you've got a clue or whereabouts what the map looks like for your country. Now, if you're struggling to see the map like we're seeing here because of the cloud cover and all this stuff all over it, you can get rid of that by hitting the views icon, which is this little one down here, this more one. And then if you go to Y to open your filters, you can sack off the weather layer by moving the left stick here, turn it off. You can change your background map to different ones if you're finding that difficult. But the other thing you may want to turn off are points of interest like your landmark cities and stuff like that. So if we turn off landmarks, for example, that might help me a little bit and get rid of all this stuff in the way. So I'll do the same with this stuff. So turn off airports just to make the map a bit clearer. Of course, you can default these back on by hitting X, see down the bottom left, but we'll just close and we'll just zoom in. But hopefully we've got a lot less stuff to look at. So let's say that I live or I want to see a building inside. Let's go for, I'll tell you where it's going to be amusing. I'm going to go to Portsmouth because I love Portsmouth. It's got my favourite boat there. So we're going to go and try and find it. And there's a dockyard. Let's see, where are we? I suppose it's up here somewhere, is it? Where's the historic dockyard? Is it here? I think so. And there is my favourite ship in the whole world. That's HMS Victory. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that's what I'm interested in looking at in the game. So you can see with my zoom, that's the best we can go in. So I've right triggered in all the way and that's where I can see. But I'm going to say that's where I want to look at. So I'm going to set that as the departure. You can see with this big old plane, I'm at airborne 5,000 feet, and I'm going to go, yeah, that's fine. So I'm going to hit fly. It doesn't really matter how high you want to go up, but I'm going to show you a thing called active pause, and then we're going to use the drone camera to go down and have a little look at what that looks like on the maps. Because, of course, the problem while you're flying is you're flying at quite a speed, so it's difficult to see, and, of course, you're up in the sky. But fear not, my friends, I'm going to show you how this drone works, so you can go down and explore the floor to your heart's content, and indeed the whole region. So we'll just let this load up. And of course this works anywhere on Microsoft Flight Simulator. Come on, come on, come on. I'm also going to explain, if you haven't got active pause, how you find it, because it'll mean you've turned something off in your options. So I'll show you what we do there as well if you can't find active pause on your top menu. All right, so we're here. I'm ready to fly. And if I hit the left stick, I should have active pause as an option here. So we can see if I just turn that on and we go out, whoops. If we change the camera angle to here, you can see my plane is now stopped moving, which is cool. That's what I want. Whereas if I turn it on, we should see we're going to fly along a little bit. Oops, let's turn that on. So there you go. So the first thing is you want to toggle active pause on so we can explore to our heart's content without our plane crashing. Now, if you haven't got active pause on this top menu, what you need to do is press your menu button, yeah. And then just make sure both your assistance options and your general options are set to default with everything on easy. And if they're not, you can hit X to reset to defaults. And it should, once you then, so if I hit reset to default and then hit continue, actually I'll show you just for the example. So we'll say reset to default. I know my one's on anyway, but just to show you what happens. And then I click go back, and I'll do the same with my general options. Reset defaults, continue, hit Y to apply and save. What we should see now when I go back, because I've got all these annoying points of interest, which I wanted off, so I will show you how we get rid of those in a minute. But you can see that the dockyard is underneath us, and where I want it to go, we've moved slightly, but it's down there is where I want to explore. So how do I do it? I'm up in the sky and I'm pretty high up. So it could, what I was doing before was moving the plane and trying to fly over, but of course you're going at quite a rate of knots. But there's a really cool mode here in cameras. So I hit the camera position here, camera icon, and then click on showcase. I've got a whole tutorial on this, but I'm going to show you that here as well because it's so cool and I don't want you to miss it. This is hot tips, which you can turn off in the settings. This is one of the things you can turn off because that'll go away in a second. It's flaming typical. But I'll show. Should we turn them off? Yeah, let's do that. So I've hit the menu icon here, general options, and then we can go and, is it general options? Actually, no, I'm telling Porkies it's in assistance options and notifications. We could say we don't want software tips, and we don't want objectives, and we don't want flying tips, and we don't want aircraft system notifications. Heck, we don't even want that one as well. So you can see when I turn them all off, it's changed this to hard. The other thing I want to turn off are the points of interest because they're annoying. So I've checked, just moving the right stick here to hard, hit apply and save, and then I'll go okie doke. All that stuff has disappeared. Okay, you're thinking, my God, we want to go and see this thing. Relax, my friends. I'm going to show you now. Okay, so free camera. So I've clicked A here. We've got this camera drone. Now check this out, right? So if I hit the left stick again, I can now move with my right stick and I'm moving the drone. Okay, pretty cool. Now, the reason why I've got this annoying menu system up is I just want to adjust one more thing. So I'm going to hit left stick on the top again. So I've pressed the button and the drone speed, hover over this with your left stick and then use your right stick to speed this up. Let's speed it up to about, I don't know, 35%. Okay, now try left button again and move. And you can see we're starting to get quite a good movement now, but we're pretty high up in the sky. We're going to say that's fast enough. You can always speed it up if you wish, but I'm now going to quit this down. So I hit the X here and then just left stick button again. And now I can fly down. So what I'm doing is I'm moving up on the left stick, is gradually moving me because I'm so high up. This is taking a while. And then hit left trigger, which is the bottommost bumper thing on the back of the top of your controller, and you will start flying down. And you can go down, 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 down. Actually, I'm forgetting where the heck the boat is that I want to see. Where's the boat that I want to see? There it is. That's where I want to be, over there. So here's my destination right over here. And the funny thing about this is when you start investigating things, you can see what a poor job the mapping is. So this is the beautiful HMS Victory. And it's not been very well detailed at all by Microsoft. But hey, you know, I mean, I've just picked an area. The US don't care about this beautiful ship, but this should look like a beautiful old boat with masts and stuff. And you can see it doesn't. It looks like a bunch of trees and stuff. So I would love you to address this, Microsoft, if you end up seeing this movie. But you can see I can explore this area now and see what frankly a bit of a car crash this is. If you're down here and you're finding it's a bit fast to move, of course you can go back to your camera. So I've hit left stick here, go back to your camera settings with A, and then lower the zoom or the drone speed here. So if I lowered that down now, and then I'll close this off again, then I'm going to move much slower as I move around. So just a quick recap: left trigger, right trigger, left trigger down, right trigger up. Left button, right button does a tilt, and if you mess it up, if you press the two together, it'll kind of reset the view for you. Right stick moves you around like so, and then forwards and backwards moves you around like this. So we can have a little look at the I did find this place funny when I was looking at it. These should be all beautiful ships, but you can see the mapping is, there's not much attention here. The ships have sunk. I saw ships with trees hanging out of them. You know, there should be a battleship as well. And there's a little attempt at it, but I'd love them to do a bit of TLC at Portsmouth, because Portsmouth's a really pretty place with all these big old battleships to go see, but they're all sunk. I saw some with trees growing. There we go. Look at we've got an aircraft carrier here with trees growing out of it. So it's quite fun to go up and see, you know, where things aren't so pretty. Obviously places where there is more detail. So there's the Spinnaker Tower over here, which is a much better job. So we're just going to have a little look at that. You can see it's quite fascinating doing this, and I think it's quite a lot of fun and quite interesting to see places up close. What you will probably find is your little old house doesn't look as impressive as you'd like. It might not even look like your house, but more important landmarks like the Spinnaker Tower, for example, has been done nicely. So you can see that that's a far more interesting and better example of this in action. So we could get ourselves a nice picture of that. There we go. So the Spinnaker Tower, which is very pretty, as you can see. So that was it, really. Hopefully that helps you find your place in using the world map. Like I say, you can type in the location if you can get your coordinates from Google Maps and paste them in, but I can't think of a simple way of doing it on the Xbox. Much easier if you're on the PC, of course. But if that was useful to you, give us a thumbs up, please. That's much appreciated. Any comments welcome. And if you like this sort of stuff, have a look at the rest of my channel. Please subscribe if you like what you see. Oh, one last thing. If you want to get rid of that little arrow at the top, you just hit the down button and it will disappear. There you go. Little bonus for staying till the end. Thanks so much for watching.